man, John Walker got his ass whooped, and
And rightly so.
I was there for every second of it. You knew as soon as he put his hand, I was waiting for it. As soon
Yeah.
as his hand touched her, I was like, oh, he done messed up now.
As soon as he
It,
was about to mansplain to her, I was like, oh, that's the wrong one.
the best line is, "You don't have jurisdiction here. Uh, we got it anywhere we happen to be, sir."
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh,
It made me
that
wonder, like, when you select a Captain America, is there not like what we do with the president? Is there not like a briefing of like, you should probably know like all about the Avengers, maybe some of the events that have happened in, I know, everything since Iron Man. You should probably be briefed on that. You should probably know about Wakanda. It's kind of a big deal.
So I saw something on Twitter. It was Twitter or Instagram. Captain America is what America wants to be. John Walker is what America actually is. And
Honestly, that is so accurate.
I
I
was
saw the
just
same
like,
one.
because it's just like this episode did such a good job, I think, fleshing out that character. And, really, this episode was a descent into madness, right? You follow the descent into madness all the way up until Battlestar gets killed.
Yeah.
And
Which I felt that, man. I know we joked about it a couple of episodes ago, but he wasn't a bad character.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
And, in all honesty, John Walker really, up until this point, wasn't a
Yeah.
bad character.
Yeah.
He was just kind of arrogant, right? Like
Yeah.
that doesn't make you a villain. It just means he's no different than Iron Man. Iron Man was arrogant, right?
Yeah.
Like we just have more time to see both sides of Iron Man, the likable and unlikable. John Walker, we haven't had the chance to do that, right? But
Yeah.
I'm sure John Walker has good attributes too.
Yeah.
And I think this episode did try to shine a moment on it humanized him, because it showed he understands a lot of the things that he's done in his past aren't that good, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, we have a Medal of Honor, but I did bad things to get that, and he understood that.
Yeah.
So, I think it really dived deep into his character.
I'm glad they included that scene because as soon
Yeah.
as, one of the earlier scene where he stopped Zemo and he's looking at the serum, he's going to take that.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't think that there would be what I love was the transition. They had that brief scene where him and Battlestar were talking, and he was like, if let's say we got our hands on the serum, would you take it? So there wasn't that, like, he didn't go home and initially pop the serum. He was really debating, like, should I not take it? So I love that scene. I think still the events at the end of what he had to do suck, but getting to see that scene, I think, was a great choice by the screenwriter, because if we would have just went from him to taking the serum, then you wouldn't have had that little bit of subtlety that you were talking about to say, okay, he's this constant back and forth. He's America. Do we go the good route or do we go the easy route? Do we take the serum? And he's going to take the serum. He can't not take it, but he's at least born and he needs some guidance with it.
Yeah, and once he got whooped by the Dora Milaje, you saw his ego, he took a major ego hit, and he was like, nope, this won't happen again.
Yeah.
And, I think the other thing that this episode did really well, and it did it with almost all of its characters. I think this is what the theme of the episode was. And I don't know what the phrase or definition of it is, but remember in like Black Panther where you had Killmonger and you had T'Challa, and they both thought they were right.
Yes,
but they were both right, but they were both wrong, right? Like it's not black and white. And this scene did that with Sam and is it Rita?
Isn't it like Karli?
Karli.
I think it's Karli. Yeah.
Yeah. With Karli, that scene that they had, you can really see like Sam gets it.
Yeah.
Right? Like he truly gets it. And
I think most of the viewers do too. I think Bucky. He's kind of
I've said it
differently, but
I've said it when in when we've recorded other videos, I've said
Yeah.
like, are they really villains? Like, I don't
Yeah.
what, and so it straddles that line that, well, Sam's right, but she's right too, but
Yeah.
she's wrong,
It's
and
the
because
Thanos
from her,
syndrome, right? Like you can
right,
see
because
he's got a point, but how he's going about it is not really the best way.
right, and like they're like, yeah, we're fighting for our freedom, and Sam's like, well, yeah, I'm fighting for my freedom right now. I can't even get the Avengers can't even get a damn loan from the
Look, it
bank.
all comes back to just give this man a damn loan and let's move on with the series. You know?
you know, and then you go to John Walker, right? And what he feels, right? And
Yeah.
is he a villain? Is he not a villain? Because I've been saying, he's not a villain, but
Yeah.
then you see what he does, and even in this episode, he kills a villain. And I mean, they were killing people, and he's well, I'm guessing, John Walker's technically like law enforcement, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
he
mean,
represents
it's
the
the
government,
strangest
but
thing,
it's
and
the
when you look at it
way,
too, like he killed he just watched his sidekick, who he'd been to Afghanistan with. It's his right hand man, it's his friend, it's his best friend. He knows the secrets and all of that stuff. It's basically been his hype man from the beginning.
yeah,
He's done. He's
yeah.
got the super soldier serum. These guys are bad guys. I didn't see it. It couldn't have ended any other way. Now, the
And
thing is,
I,
he
yeah,
didn't kill the one who killed him. And that,
right.
to me, I think that's kind of villain move. But man, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what those implications are going to have for the
Yeah.
final two episodes, because there's no coming back from that.
Yeah. And I think you touched on it, right? I think it's not so much what he did, because we knew as soon as that happened,
Yeah.
and I think it's no different, right? Like Captain America's killed people,
Yeah.
right?
Like what would you do? Like, and not
Right,
necessarily you, but like it asks the
right.
viewer, where are you at? Whose side are you on? And that's what this show is doing so well, is, it's navigating the gray, which I think is
Right,
much more interesting. There are occasions where you just need villains who are bad for the sake of bad. But then
right.
you get to really pump the brakes and look at a series like this that says bad is all a perspective.
Yeah.
Who's evil, who's the villain. It depends on who's against you, is who
And
the
you know
villain is.
what? You know what the craziest part about it is? This just came to me, right? But it makes perfect sense. Introducing Zemo into this
Mhm.
show is the perfect way to explore that, because in his
Yep.
mind, well, I mean, the Avengers, look at what you all have done to society. You all have killed how many people, right? You've killed
Yep.
people personally close to me. And then you see John Walker. John Walker killed somebody that killed a group that killed his
Yeah.
best friend. It's like we are all killing here,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I mean, the whole series for Bucky is, can he make amends for all the killing he's done? And here we are rooting for Bucky,
yeah,
no problem. I mean, Sam's kicking people out of planes. I mean, he's the good guy, but everybody is doing this stuff. So to watch everybody so into the muck of what their deeds have done is pretty cool. And I'll just be interested to see, not thinking too far ahead, but I assume at least Sam will make it out of the series. I don't know about Bucky. Hopefully they do, and we get to see them in the movies again. But if they do, is this just going to be the end of their exploration and they're just back to happy-go-lucky Avengers again? Or is this stuff going to carry over into the movies? And to what degree is it going to carry over into the movies? That's the kind of stuff that I'm already thinking ahead. We're already 4 episodes in. We're like 4 hours out of the 6 hour movie, basically,
yeah,
that we're there. And it's gone quickly, but I love it. If I would have seen this wrapped up in a movie in a theater, I would have loved it.
yeah. It's so good that the writing is really strong.
Yeah.
They're Marvel and grief, just exploring grief, just exploring trauma,
I
and
mean,
again,
what do you think's going to happen? I mean, in Loki, it looks basically exactly the same. It looks like, what is it to be this guy? I mean, it's
yeah,
very clear the pattern of what Marvel is trying to do, and I think
it
they're doing
makes
it the right way.
it makes sense though, right? Like you, they experience something so traumatic,
Yeah,
right? Like just thematically and how they're telling the story, the next chapter is how do we move past this,
yeah.
right? Like you don't just move past and you're just happy go lucky. It's like no, like I
And that's a good point, man, because this is basically, it's not even the end of the book. It's like the epilogue, right?
Yeah,
It's okay, the book ended, the blip happened, everybody came back. Now here's what really happened at the end. Here's
yeah,
the perfect little ending. And I can't wait to see, not that I don't like what we're getting, but I can't wait to move past it to see what that next phase is. Who's the big villain? What are the big plot lines? And I mean, they're setting up Wanda perfectly. They're setting up the world for Falcon and Bucky to be in.
yeah,
Man, that stuff is exciting to me to see where we go next with it.
yeah. So I mean that's all I got.
Yeah,
I'm loving the show. I two
digging
more
it.
episodes. I don't I don't I don't even know where this is going. I don't know whether I my personal prediction. I think either Sam or Bucky. One of them is not going to make it out alive.
I think it's going to
And
be
the person
Bucky.
that
I don't
does
know
make
who.
it out, the person that does make it out, I'm going to theorize is going to be the new Captain America.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
my
I think
theory.
it's going to be Sam. Have is it just crazy or from the trailer? Have we seen Sam practicing with the shield with those trees? Do you remember that from the trailer?
No, I do remember that from the
And we
trailer. We
haven't
have
seen
not
it yet,
seen that.
right?
No.
I think Sam is going to become Captain America by the end. I think this was kind of him having to deal with all the implications. I mean, hell, you know it ain't going to be John Walker anymore. I mean that's an HR. I don't know how you clean up that mess, both literally and figuratively, after what he's done on camera and all that. Like it can't. I wouldn't be surprised if Rhodey or the government comes to Sam and like, look, one of y'all two got to do it. And see if that, or why don't we just stop this whole Captain America thing? Let
Yeah.
it have died with Steve Rogers and just y'all aren't good with just the Avengers. I mean, we have Doctor Strange. That's not good enough. We really need a Captain America floating around in
I
this
want to
piece.
know where Doctor Strange is at. That's what I want
Still
to
want to know.
know.
Well,
I want
have you heard the rumors that there is a cameo, a big character
to.
appearing
Joey,
in the
don't
next
start.
episode? And
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
not
no, no.
even going to go down that
Don't.
route.
I'm
But
not
who do
going
you
down
think
that route.
it is?
I will not speculate. I'm not doing that again. I
WandaVision, you
will.
burned us. We're not even going to speculate with
I
you.
will. Nope. I'm not speculating. I will enjoy the show the way they want to give it to me. So,
Honestly,
so
that is the way to do it, man. Be excited and be open to what they're going to give us because as we learned with half of the fun of WandaVision, I realized now that I've had a chance to step back was the theorizing. Take away the
yeah,
what could happen, and you still have a really good exploration of what's happening, but take that away from it. And it's like, I think I'm digging this series more than I did WandaVision. Just there's a lot more to explore once you take away, whenever you actually look what was given to us and take away
right,
all the was this Mephisto and this happening and
right.
Doctor Strange is going to show up at the end. I think I'm enjoying this series more because of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yep.
awesome. So that was our review of the fourth episode of
Fourth episode
the
already.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. We loved it. We're loving the series. You all let us know what you think in the comments below. And until next time.